Tonight, not far from the world-famous Strip. Nice to see some levity and life back on the Las Vegas Strip. And, of course, the UFC has been holding it down here at the Apex for the better part of 2 months. And now live from the UFC Apex here in Las Vegas, Nevada, it is time for the main event for UFC Fight Night, Covington versus Woodley. UFC Fight Night is presented by the U.S. Army. Well, the bad blood, it is boiling. The friction seems quite real, but tonight, competition. Colby Covington and Tyron Woodley have 25 minutes or fewer to settle their score and get back to the business of chasing welterweight greatness.
There's bad blood, and then there's the kind of bad blood that exists between Colby Covington and Tyron Woodley.
Fans, I need to bring you guys up to speed. So when he came to American Top Team, he was brought in to training camp to help me train for Roy McDonald. I paid him $500 a week to get his ass whooped. Woo! The welterweight division at American Top Team was insane. Colby Covington had to develop a character, develop an image because he had no attention. Conor was wearing suits, let me wear a suit. This guy was talking trash, let me wear trash.
Super villain's back, mother. Can't be put on a show, you scream me.
He can't be himself at all. And now he's just embarrassing himself.
Anything that comes out of Tyron Woodley's mouth, you can't believe.
You know, he's just faked. He's just always looking for clout. He's always begging for attention. From the time that I was a champion, Colby spent 1 year talking about it to try to get his clout up.
Tyron Woodley, he's been hiding, man.
He's out there, just completely ducking me.
Woodley sat out for 13 months.
The new interim welterweight champion!
Oh, I can't fight. I got a hurt pinky.
Maybe you should go take an Advil, bitch.
I want to tell you one thing. The fight did not take this long because of me. I was supposed to fight him before Till. I was supposed to fight him before Usman. I was supposed to fight him before the Gilbert Burns fight. I was supposed to fight him right after the Gilbert Burns fight. So he got 2 years of brewing, 2 years of being talked about. But now, you got to get locked in there with him. Now he's talking all that
Oh, he tagged him! Big shot!
He got to live up to it. I've never wanted to beat somebody up so bad.
Oh!
He's a disgrace to American Top Team. He's a disgrace to the sport. It's almost like my duty as a martial artist. Tyron's been avoiding me because 8 years ago when he brought me in to train, he knew I was going to be the one to put the nail in the coffin. So destiny has arrived. Woo! He wants to be relevant, and this is the first time he's ever going to be relevant in his life by fighting me. Tyron, I know how bad you wanted to be famous and be a star, and now I got the role of a lifetime for you, right on my highlight reel.
The whooping that he gonna get from me is gonna make him want to never fight again. It's the easiest style matchup in the whole entire division for me. The guy has no heart, no cardio, and he's a soft little soy boy.
You think cardio gonna beat me? Let me see you put your chin on the treadmill. I'm gonna break Tyron's face, I'm gonna break his will, I'm gonna break his spirit, and I'm gonna give him a spanking like his daddy should have. You are a bitch, and I'm gonna whoop your ass.
All right, coming up next, it'll be this most anticipated main event between the former interim welterweight champ, Colby Chaos Covington, and the former undisputed welterweight king, the chosen one, Tyron Woodley. The chosen one, the former UFC welterweight champion, Tyron Woodley, making the walk for his 15th UFC appearance here tonight. He wants his name included with the greatest welterweights of all time. And oftentimes, Dom, the results for T. Wood have been inexorably linked to the quality of his training camp. All indicators are that he's had a great camp, and we'll see if it produces a W that he wants in the worst way.
Yeah, in the fighter meetings, he didn't give us too much to work with. The things that he told us is, I'm on point with my weight. I'm the best in the world. I'll be more offensive in this fight. I need to block out the toxic relationship. extra cardio gives him what he needs, and this is basically all the stuff that we've seen in his past fights that we saw that were little holes that he says he's fixed. I mean, obviously the blood is bad, so you've got every ounce in your soul that wants to beat Colby Covington. There's nothing in Tyron Woodley that wants to win more than this fight, so I truly believe we're going to see the best guy we can see. The real question is, can he keep up with the numbers of Colby Covington? Because in the past, in the habits of Tyron Woodley, he gets behind on strikes sometimes in order to land that one huge shot that he knows he can land. With Colby, you've got to be careful. You can't just wait to land one shot because he's good at mixing it up, getting ahead on the scorecards, and then you're behind all of a sudden. So Tyron's going to have to stay very busy in this matchup tonight.
I agree with all of that, Dom. And I think, I haven't seen him look this motivated in a very long time. He looks good physically, and he's fighting to prove not only himself, but just, you can tell he's fighting for a whole lot more. We've seen it all week, right? This man is determined tonight to go out there and make a statement. And I can't wait. I love watching Tyron fight. I've trained with him many times. He's super fast. I mean, for being such a big welterweight, so fast, so explosive, and he's going to need that tonight. Use that speed to close that distance and put those hammers on his face.
Proudly repping the stars and stripes of the United States of America. Here's the number 2 ranked welterweight contender, Colby Covington, making the walk for this grudge match against Tyron Woodley. So here he is, the former UFC interim welterweight champion, the proud American Colby Chaos Covington. Tyron Woodley has already made his way to the arena. No denying the friction, Dom, between these two athletes, but Colby Covington brings so much to the table. The pace, the pressure, maybe the best cardiovascular system in the entire promotion, and he figures to need all of those tools tonight against the former champ T. Wood.
What I love about this, though, is that Colby, as much as Tyron has to be careful not to get stuck looking for that one shot, Colby needs to be careful not to throw too much reckless offense without a reason and a purpose, because Tyron Woodley has that one-punch power. So as offensive as Colby is, that can also be a detriment to his style, because he can walk into some crazy power shot from Woodley. So this is a back-and-forth battle. These guys are going to have to play chess with one another. Colby's going to have to be very safe in his approach and definitely mix his wrestling in so that he can keep Tyron guessing in this match.
And Paul, on the other side is Tyron Woodley out of St. Louis, Missouri. Became the welterweight champ back in 2016. Tonight, he's trying to lay the foundation for the rest of his career and unlock that greatness yet again.
Listen, he's had a couple stumbles, right? But this man is still one of the greatest welterweights of all time. He's gone out there and proved it time and time again. And this fight just puts him right back in. It shuts up all the haters, shuts up every negative thing that's said about him if he can go out there and finish Colby Covington.
All right, I'm anxious, boys. The tail of the tape is brought to you by Dave and Buster's. Colby Covington, 32 years of age. Tyron Woodley is 38. Covington, the taller man by a couple of inches. 2-inch reach advantage, though, with the former undisputed king of the welterweights, Tyron Woodley. All right, now to get the main event started proper, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. This fight is sanctioned by Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Anthony Murnell Jr., Executive Director Bob Bennett. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Mike Bell, Derek Clearly, and Sal Diamato. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Dan Mergliotta. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, it's division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 19 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds, fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion and the number 5 ranked welterweight contender in the world, Tyron, the chosen one, Woodley. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 15 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds, fighting out of Miami, Florida, presenting the former interim UFC welterweight champion and the number 2 ranked welterweight contender in the world, Colby Chaos Covington.
All right, gentlemen in the center. All right, guys, want you to be on my commands the whole time, want you to protect yourselves the whole time. If you got any questions? Want to touch gloves?
No surprise that Covington doesn't want to touch gloves. You may have seen him do that 5-4-1 to the camera, representing Portland, Oregon. Tyron Woodley. A win that he likely wants as bad as a championship win.
All right, you ready?
Taking on Colby Covington.
Go,
Covington, the minus 350 betting favorite here tonight. This fight clock is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. T. Wood, a plus 280 betting underdog. Covington out of the southpaw stance in blue. Woodley is in black. And this main event grudge match is underway. Woodley's coaches, Duke Rufus, Dean Thomas, feel like he's been a little bit hesitant to throw his hands in his last 2 fights. Certainly that's been the big narrative for Woodley coming in as the fighters exchange low leg kicks.
I'm anxious, John.
Oh, nothing quite like it. Early takedown attempt for Covington, and he grounds Woodley. Good early sign for Colby.
Perfect timing on the takedown. Made it easy. Waited for the right hand and shot underneath it.
Yeah, I mean, just
Takedown 101. And let's see if Woodley uses his guard to get to the fence and get up, or if he stays here and holds on. That's the difference in some of the fights that we saw with Kamaru, is that he stayed here instead of using his feet on the hips and using his wrestling to get back to his feet.
Yeah, I think it's a much smarter choice for Woodley to try to get his back on that fence, get back up, get back into the stand-up where he can use that power and use that speed. Right here, this is exactly where Covington wants his fight to be.
And if you've watched Covington's career, you've heard us talk often about this third lung that he possesses, or seemingly possesses. Just has felt it from a very early age that he could out-cardio guys.
Yeah, I really think that's genetic in a lot of people. You know, you can train it, you can always make it better, but some people are blessed with it.
Good get up by Woodley. He didn't rush that. He took his time and he went step by step, and now he's back on his feet. Took no damage on his way up and didn't give Covington any position.
And he's trying to work his way out of here. You can tell he doesn't want to just accept this on the fence. He's already moving this back out into the open. Nice job there from Tyron Woodley.
He knew the spinny elbows were coming, and he took his time there in that clinch to break away.
The guard is there for Woodley to prevent that head kick offering from Covington from landing.
Now that takedown, let's see if it makes Tyron a little gun shy. That's the next question. Does it shut him down from throwing his hands?
Woodley remaining committed to the body early. Covington now training at MMA Masters in Miami. 2 of the more unheralded elite coaches in the game, Daniel Valverde, Cesar Carnero, trying to help Covington realize his dream as the undisputed champion.
I know Tyron's got such a vicious overhand, but facing a southpaw, I'd like to see him straighten that shot out. Don't go to the body like that.
Beautiful body kick from Covington.
Then right back.
Covington closes the distance, lands a big right hand.
Keep around the hood. He's going to try to move to your right side. Pay attention now. Yes. Don't need it. Well, you have 1 minute and a half to go.
And Covington can fight like this all day long. Punch, land a couple shots, press him up against the fence, look for a takedown, and just do that for 25 minutes, no issue.
He landed a record 179 strikes against Robbie Lawler in their 5-rounder last August, a welterweight record. Threw 541 strikes against Lawler. Dom, you were there.
Oh, there's an insane amount of punches against Lawler, but as you see with Woodley, Woodley's squeezing him so tight here so that he can't get off on the long combinations. He's keeping him in close. Now, it's making them like basically over-under clinch the entire time, but now Covington can't get ahead of the strikes like we said he usually does.
Oh, wow, big elbow there.
And it looked like a second one also landed for Covington. And now a left hook partially grazes the chin of Woodley.
And Tyron being hesitant again, just backing up. He can't accept this position up against the fence against Colby Covington. He's just going to pressure him and wear on him.
Seems like strategically a big part of the early game plan was to soften up that body of Covington, but you're right in terms of the volume. Not there from Woodley early on. Good head movement there by Tyron. 5 minutes down.
Empty your mouthpiece? Yeah. All right, take a deep breath, Steve. Okay. All right, we need to touch him a little bit more, okay? We need to start going down to his body. You gotta get more with that left hand, okay? That knee to his body hurt him. We don't like them body shots. Just keep moving your feet as you punch and go down to his body, all right? Keep angling off to his outside, all right? Remember that shuffle punch to his body. You gotta use that, all right? Keep using that shit, all right?
Control. He's already tired, but do not underestimate him. This is gonna be the same game, same thing. Pay attention the same way, okay? From a water now, huh? Okay. Same thing, fresh and the same thing.
Well, UFC Fight Pass is launching another wave of shows this fall, including new episodes of Fight Lore, Year of the Fighter, and Knockouts Only. Get caught up on the most in-depth shows in all of combat sports and head to UFC Fight Pass now to catch up on the new series. Everyone is talking about UFC Fight Pass. Step into our world. Paul, I gotta ask you, you heard your head coach Duke Rufus and Dean Thomas in the corner of Tyron Woodley. Your thoughts on the advice after round one?
I mean, I like that they're saying you got to go to the body and you need to touch him more. I mean, that's exactly accurate. We can sit here and know that, right? But he's got to throw a few more punches to kind of get those numbers up because Covington, for him, this isn't even high volume yet. I feel like he's going to try to turn that up as the rounds go on. I think he's being very patient, very smart right now. So for Tyron, it's just, there you go. He's got to do more of that. He's got to get on the front foot and move Covington onto the back foot. He's got to be aggressive. Nice leg kick there from Woodley.
Yeah, this is somewhat of a quiet Colby Covington so far, and he's still up 40 punches.
Right back off, man. Hands up. Hands up, Bobby. Yes.
Looked like a flying knee offering from Covington. Hard to see the extent to which it landed.
Yeah, that takedown, that first takedown just really changed everything in the beginning of this fight. Since then, we've seen Woodley keep his butt up against the fence, and I think that's because he feels comfortable. He can stop the takedowns there, obviously. It's the easiest place. We see Woodley do it a lot in the past, and then he pulls you into his power. So far, we haven't seen the power land.
And I'm told that flying knee did not land. That elbow did partially.
There we go. But then again, right away, Covington just moving forward, staying sharp. He's well aware of the power in the right hand.
That's all he has. You know that.
And Colby really is a big game player. Most of his fights are going to have emotion, they're going to have friction, they're going to have a contentious lead up, and he just doesn't seem phased at all by
It goes away. It goes away, right? He does it all in the beginnings. Hypes the fight, sets it up, makes it all about that. And then as soon as you, even from his walk, you see him get in there, and then it's just all business.
Nice takedown by Woodley there.
I wonder if he's looking for a guillotine. We saw that in the Wonder Boy fight, how tight his guillotine can be. Does he want to do that, though, and risk a chance of being on his back?
Now that Colby has that opposite leg, it helps him defend the takedown by grabbing that other leg. But going double, I mean, he's good here. He's got the 5-finger guillotine here, but he's got the arm, and now, no threat for Colby. Colby's right where he wants to be now.
Defend with your right hand.
Covington now training under the aforementioned Daniel Valverde. He said he had always heard about him in terms of his Brazilian jiu-jitsu and judo acumen. Elbow out of the break for Covington. Woodley brought in Jorge Gamebred Masvidal in preparation for Covington. 2 minutes now to go, round 2.
He's up. There it is. Where you gotta get in when you go. Yes.
And Woodley has landed just 8 significant strikes unofficially thus far. That should add to the total.
I think we forget sometimes, too, the caliber of wrestling that Tyron's coming from, but just doesn't use it as much. Not anymore.
He uses it, just he's not being as offensive, and he's not first anymore. A lot of times, we've seen him be first a lot. He's kind of waiting right now on Colby.
Over 100 collegiate wrestling wins for Tyron Woodley, the former 2-time D1 All-American, Big 12 champ at the University of Missouri.
See, and that's where Tyron's got to counter. See, he made Colby miss big with that left hand, but then doesn't come back with his own counter right. Like, as soon as he makes Colby swing and miss, he's got to capitalize. Colby doesn't feel threatened right now.
Body kick from Covington. Not so much as a wince from Woodley.
Feel like a tank.
Just want to walk around like that for a day, Carl. Just a day.
Yeah.
That's a good right hand. He jumped off the fence, was able to reach Colby with that one. Dodged the right hand.
Good movement there from Tyron.
The right hand of Colby there, dodged it. Nice.
Oh, big right hand from Covington.
Left high kick to the right hand.
Nice combo back and forth here between these guys.
Yeah, perhaps Woodley trying to bait him there as Tyron countered with a nice combination. Flying knee lands to the body for Covington. Late land for Woodley at the end of round 2.
Okay.
No, over here. Thank you.
Breathe. I want you to pay attention when you go backwards and when you pressure him. Pay attention to your right hand. You have to block that. Okay? Breathe. He's tired. In the game, you try to scramble with him. For you to take him down again and submit him. Don't knock him out. Breathe.
Drown him in the deep end.
Don't underestimate his right. That's the only thing he has right now. He's rely on one punch. You know? You win the whole thing. But we're not going to underestimate him. Then when you walk this.
See here, some nice body kicks by Covington land. Another one. And right here, you see Woodley jump off the fence, Pettis style. Left high kick by Covington,
Okay,
and then
here
a
we go,
1-2
gentlemen.
down the middle. Textbook.
All right, round 3 of a possible 5 is underway. Covington advances. We'll see if Covington tries to change the levels.
You got to close your finger. Time. Over here.
Pausing the action here due to an inadvertent eye poke. We'll show you the replay when it is racked.
Yeah, I don't think Colby thought it was an eye poke, so.
When you're in striking distance, just do me a favor, keep them closed. You're both doing the same thing, but just keep them close to striking distance.
Super eye poke. Definitely
Right,
an eye
Tyron?
poke.
Looked like he tried to maybe close the fist right before him.
Yeah.
Well, unlike a groin strike, we have said this before, you don't technically get the full 5 minutes for an eye poke for whatever reason.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Woodley has asked for a towel. They will call in the RP, ringside physician.
Yeah, please. It looked like you brushed down on you more than poked you, so dry yourself over with the towel. Dry yourself over the towel, get the sweat out of your eyes. Yeah.
I can't tell if it's scratched or not. It's up to you. Can you see?
Give me a second.
Well, Woodley will have to tell the doctor that he can see in order for this fight to continue.
Yeah, don't say you can't see.
Feel better? You get some time, hold on. You want to roll them out again or no? Yeah. Good.
Dan Murgliata doing a nice job,
helping him
T-Wood
out.
some time. A chance for both guys to refresh the gas tank.
All right.
For Covington, refueling
Thanks, Coach.
arguably the
All right,
greatest
gentlemen,
tank
please
in the
keep your
sport
fingers
at
closed when you're in
present.
distance of striking, all right? This is one warning for you. No more warnings, guys. Ready? Let's go. Timekeeper, time in.
All right, back underway here, early round 3.
Move your head and keep going forward. Move your head and keep going forward, Tyron. Let's go. Hands on. Go forward.
Well, that Woodley corner wants forward motion.
I think he's got to. I think he's got to make it a bit of a dogfight because right now you see Covington just comfortable. He's mixing things up. He's throwing kicks. Tyron's got to bring the chaos to the chaos.
Yeah, that's exactly what's got to happen. He's got to just sit down and be willing to trade and let him respect. Yeah,
Touch him with that power a little bit.
he wants to. You can see it in his face.
Yeah, he's mad now.
But it is hard to get a hold of Colby, too. It's not easy to just punch.
No, because you overswing one time, you end up on your back.
Or in this position right here.
You can hear Daniel Valverde coaching Covington through these transitions. Covington in position. North of 3 minutes of punch control time for Covington, unofficially 1 of 4 on his takedown attempts thus far. 3 minutes now to go round 3. Covington issues a complaint for Woodley, grabbing the inside of his glove. Knee to the body for Woodley and another one. You see a lot of referees handle these clinch situations differently. Now Murgliata may be looking for some more action. Covington obliges.
Yeah, not too much happening right now.
A lot of refs have a quick trigger.
Oh, God, some. Yeah, you get 10 seconds. Yeah, Tyron's got to try to get that underhook and turn him into the fence and get out of this position.
Woodley fought Gilbert Burns back in late May. This is the first fight of the year for Colby Covington since he was beaten by Kamaru Usman in the undisputed welterweight title fight last December. Covington fights and gets the underhook.
Big pressure. Keep working. Work. Yes. Work.
Referee seeing enough action here to let the fighters continue in the clinch. Under 90 seconds in the round.
Yeah, not much to say right now. Just jockeying for position, digging underhooks.
And there is a segment of the fan base, I think Joe Rogan even included, that doesn't want any referee separations, right? Let them fight out of it somehow, some way.
Yeah, I'm not on that page.
1 minute now to go, round 3. Clinch strikes, advantage Covington, 2-to-1 ratio.
And in the old days, like the old Pride days before the UFC bought it, they used to give yellow cards, red cards.
Yeah,
That really picked up the pace. I mean, a yellow card might get passed out a couple fights, you know, and then people really start to pretty much take each other out instead of no break cards by the refs. I don't know, there's different ideas.
And I hope I'm not misquoting my broadcast partner, Joe Rogan, but I believe that is his stance.
No, you're right, John. You're right. Well, I know especially on the ground, Joe is a big believer that once it's in a grappling position, let them fight.
Yes.
He might think about it in the clinch as well, but I know for sure on the ground. And I agree there a lot more. There's a lot more than that.
Both guys seem to land a moment ago. Nice up elbow from Covington. We are 15 minutes in, possibly 10 to go.
Give me the rock, please.
Tyron, you gotta turn it up, baby. You gotta turn up your offense, okay? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I need it now. We need you to turn up that offense. Okay? Quit backing away from this guy, okay?
All right.
We gotta move
Listen to me.
forward, son.
You want to win this fight, right? The only thing that counts is your fucking will to win. All right? The kicks on his body working perfectly. Just don't drop your hand when you kick fast. Think and kick fast. When you throw your cross, don't lean on. Don't lean on. Throw your cross and come back, okay? Don't be lazy.
Right after this here main event, don't miss a recap of all the action on the UFC Fight Night post-show on ESPN+. Megan O'Leary, Karen Bryant, Kamal Usman, and Sugar Rashad Evans break it all down shortly. Right after this headliner and only here on ESPN+.
All right, 4th round, you ready? You ready? Let's go, gentlemen.
All right, we've hit the main event rounds. T. Wood, Colby Chaos.
That's the kick his coaches asked for. That to the head and that to the body, and that one landed. Now they're calling for it to the body, right under the left hand of Woodley there. Right hand, excuse me.
I think Covington's kickboxing is underrated, to be honest with you, sometimes. I mean, his volume is there. He does mix his kicks to the head, body, and legs. He's been throwing really nice elbows inside of the clinch.
Yeah. Level change from Covington here.
Yeah, just look at the stats here. I mean, Covington 40 to the head, 52 to the body, and 31 to the legs. He has just covered every base that he needs to attack Tyron's body. Beautiful work.
Well, we all know that Tyron's strong enough to get off the fence here, so he's choosing to stay here. He's choosing this. So
You can hear it in the corner, right? I mean,
yeah, well, that's just where the numbers are going ahead because he's choosing to stay on the fence, whereas Colby's coming out in the middle, fighting a little bit, and then pushing him to the fence. So it's a little bit different. There's a 5-finger guillotine, meaning there's no arm in there. It's just the chin, but it helps you stop the takedown. And you threaten to choke, but there's not really a finish there. It's just enough to stop the takedown in this position for Woodley. Nice. High crotch dump. And man, that's hard to get on a guy like Woodley, so that took over 3 rounds before he could finally wear him down to get it. And this is what his corners were talking about. He said, don't try to punch with him. He said, take him down and submit him. That's what Colby Covington's corner said before this round. And here he is listening up, going methodically, step by step into what his corners
right?
asked for.
Smart. He waited. They waited. And they told him. They didn't say that before. And now they're like, okay, that's it.
they planned very accordingly for the style of Tyron Woodley. It wasn't like all this trash talk, he's nothing, he's all these things. No, they were very prepared for this fight against Woodley.
And American Top Team gets the lion's share of the credit for all things good in South Florida MMA, but MMA Masters, these guys, right? Amanda Nunes started there, Ricardo Lamas had a lot of success with them. Nice to see these men get some shine and a chance to maybe produce a championship with Covington.
Nice elbow there.
We saw Woodley use this position, and he was able to get back to the fence. He uses this position to get to his feet. Will he do it again, or will he stay here? Because against Usman, he stayed in the guard position. I'm curious if in this fourth round he's got enough to get back up right now, or if Colby will keep him here.
Right now, Colby just hammering the body. Oh, there's some blood down there, guys.
Who got cut?
Get your fingers out of the cage. Get your fingers out of the cage.
Was it an elbow? Must have been an
that
elbow.
big elbow that Covington landed.
Oh, he's got the arm trapped now. Watch out for this. This is a bad position for Woodley. Left arm of his is trapped. The only thing stopping Covington right now he's got out there.
Oh, right from Covington. And now Woodley closes the guard.
Another elbow there from Covington.
Looks like maybe a cut just underneath that right eyebrow of Woodley, and that's not going to help matters.
Turn yourself away from the cage. You're looking to work that way.
Woodley working right in front of his coaches.
Keep him off balance. Disrupt his hips. Use your legs to disrupt his hips. Push and pull with your legs.
That blood is really bothering him, guys. You see that's pouring right into both eyes right now of Woodley.
That's the problem when you're laying down.
Yep.
The blood doesn't go down. It goes straight back into your eyes like a funnel. So he can't see. It burns right now. It's probably terribly annoying. He's got to get back to his feet.
And he's right in front of his own corner right now, so
He's not using his legs to get up. He's just squeezing right now, and that's what's causing him to be here.
And do you see those numbers? I mean, I hate to lean on the stats so much, but total striking accuracy, 76%?
yeah.
That's Alistair Overeem territory.
Well, it's a little easier when you guys are chest to chest and you're landing strikes there too. The percentages go up, but he's still just staying more busy. The thing is, right here, Woodley's stopping really bad damage from happening, but he's not really like trying to create a fight for himself. He's just stopping the damage that Colby's doing.
Yeah, he's not doing anything right now, unfortunately.
All right, so a big fourth round for Colby Covington. Potentially a 10-8. Fifth and final round coming up.
Hey, Jeff, that couple.
I need your head up. Listen, Tyron. Wipe his face. I'm gonna be straight with you. The only way you're winning is if you stop this guy. So you gotta put your combos going, double, triple jab right away. Come out, mixing up your combos. There's no. This is the last. You gotta go hand, baby. You gotta be relentless this round, son. You gotta bend your knees and go after him. All right, this is it. There's nothing but this. Right, this is all we got. All right, this is it. Let's go.
Right here is a high crotch takedown for Covington, and that really just started all these elbows that you're seeing right here. Sliced open Woodley's eyes. Another elbow here on the other side. So both sides of the eyes are sliced. Let's see what Woodley wakes up in this fifth and really
Final
brings
round,
it.
gentlemen.
And we will see the extent to which Woodley goes for it here late. You saw 113-2, the numbers in round 4. Woodley has landed 83 significant strikes in his last hour and 10 minutes in the octagon, right? So 83 significant lands in 70 minutes. Got some work to do tonight, does the former undisputed welterweight champ.
He's got to go for broke. And you heard Duke say it to him in the corner. He's like, listen, there's one way that we're getting out of here with a win, and it's a finish.
It was the same message late in that Gilbert Burns fight, and you didn't necessarily get that output from T. Wood. We'll see what he does with the final 4+ minutes. This is a primal Colby Covington doing what he does best.
Battling for this leg position here.
What Woodley wants to do is he wants to get his left elbow towards the floor, and he's got to lift. He's got to turn to the left, not towards the fence if you're Woodley to get that guillotine. Oh, something happened.
Time! That's it.
So that is it.
Don't run off.
Perhaps a rib injury for Tyron Woodley, but Colby Covington does get the TKO stoppage in round 5.
Where you at, Usman? Where you at, Street Judas?
We'll see what ultimately caused the injury to Tyron Woodley.
I want my fucking belt back. Give me my belt.
Can be little doubt that Colby Covington is one of the best welterweights on the planet, and you got to think at some point he's going to find his way back into an undisputed championship setting.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, something happened there. I'm guessing something popped out.
Broken. You're next, fake news, man. You're next. You too, Street Judas Hospital.
Well, Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns were not able to finish Tyron Woodley. Colby Covington is able to do so, and you know he wants that Usman rematch. He wants the fight against his former good friend Jorge Masvidal, but he has closed this Woodley chapter emphatically tonight.
Yeah, well, let's take a look here. I mean, it was just pretty much a dominant, non-stop 4-round performance here, or 5th round for Colby Covington. Stuck in this guillotine for a half of a second, no real issues. Gets out of it, passes over, and then something happened here to Tyron Woodley's ribs. We won't know until he has some images done, but hopefully he's okay. But let's listen.
Time! That's it. Don't run off. Be gentle.
So certainly a monumentally disappointing conclusion to this rivalry meeting for Tyron Woodley. Somewhat anticlimactic for Colby given the rib injury, but a dominant effort out of the minus 350 betting favorite tonight. One final time tonight is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Murgliata has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 19 seconds of round number 5. Declaring the winner by TKO, Colby Chaos Covington.
So Colby Covington improves to 11-2 in the UFC. Dommy's won 8 of his last 9. I know he had a fan in you before this fight, and again, this is a real tough style for most of these guys to deal with.
Say whatever you want, you know, about the way that he carries himself, but it's just a show. When you talk to this guy, when he's in the fight, he prepares for these opponents. He's not just looking past him, calling him all these names. He's also preparing. He prepared for Tyron Woodley. They consecutively, round by round, broke him down until they got what they wanted, which was the takedowns, the grind, and the finish. They wanted the submission, but they got the finish. Now, that rib injury happened because the guillotine attempt, and then he tried to sit up, and it just cranked his ribs. It's just a weird leverage, and it's happened to me before. It's not fun, but Woodley will be okay. It's a rib injury, but Colby Covington, this is his night. I mean, he showed it's not easy to take Woodley out of there, and he finished him. I mean, the last 2 guys couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, it's not easy to take him out, take him down the way he did, high crotch, just ground and pound. And again, I gotta say, I think Colby Covington's kickboxing is super underrated. He landed beautiful body kicks throughout this fight. Couple nice, really high left head kicks, chopped at the legs, and just his overall game plan. And what you're talking about, Dom, is the fact that he's smart. He fights intelligently. This wasn't just, I'm going to go in there and beat this guy up. No, he might talk all the trash in the world, make a big mess out of it, but really all that he's doing is doing that, making you mad, and then when he's in the octagon, it's business for him.
Yeah, and I really don't know how he fights Usman. A lot different than how he fought him the first time, but I definitely wouldn't mind seeing it again after a fight like that. I mean, he showed that fight went the whole time, and it was awesome. Let's see what John has to go. And we got some nice takedowns from Colby going on. We got a high crotch, or a double leg to a knee tap type of takedown there. Right here, you got the ground and pound, body shots, head shots. I mean, this was a lot of the fight where you're looking at right here. This body kick, Those could have done some damage to the ribs too, softened them up before they hurt at the end. Right hand, left hook, left elbow for Covington in a lot of the clinches. More rib kicks from Covington. I mean, this was the nicest shot right there for Woodley. He threw it off the fence and was able to land a beautiful right hand. Left high kick, 1-2, and a double elbow sequence, and he's still looking for a takedown here. He gets the high crotch takedown, and then really he just starts grinding it out. The double elbows on both sides, and he's able to cut both of Tyron's elbows there. Another high crotch takedown, and right here, Woodley's going for the guillotine. He twists his own ribs when he puts that right elbow to the floor. Covington's able to get the finish by attacking, and essentially he hurt his own ribs. John, what do you got?
I got Colby Chaos Covington, and we don't have a belt for you tonight, but it was certainly a championship performance, and I'd imagine this one feels pretty damn good, Colby. Congratulations, man.
John and Nick, let me start off by saying you've been doing a tremendous job lately. You've been working so hard tonight, so let me take this off your hands for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, the silent majority is ready to make some noise. If you thought that was a beating, wait till November 3rd when Donald Trump gets his hands on Sleepy Joe. That's going to be a landslide. Hey, and I want to dedicate this fight to all the first responders, all the military out there. You know, this world would not be safe without you guys. You know, you keep us safe, and you know, not these woke athletes, man. I'm sick of these woke athletes and these spineless cowards like LeBron James. And speaking of spineless cowards, Marty Fake Newsman, Street Judas, we got unfinished business. There's nowhere to run, and there's nowhere to hide. I'm coming for you. You're next!
All right, Colby Covington with a legacy-building win here tonight, as he does what the prior two men, Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, were unable to do, finishes the former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley in round 5. And I think a lot of people want to see what Gilbert Burns can do with a championship opportunity, but Colby Covington, Dom, factors prominently in this mix given what he was able to accomplish tonight.
He keeps the gas going. He keeps the foot on the pedal. He's not letting up with anything that he says and anything that he does. He's keeping it going. So what else can you say? I mean, this is Colby Covington. He's not switching it up, and he keeps winning. You got to keep hearing him until you beat him.
All right, so 14 fights in the can. They're leaving the lights on for us here at the UFC Apex. But again, there was so much steam on this main event between Colby Covington and Tyron Woodley. And on the Woodley side, this is certainly going to be a tough pill to swallow. I think that goes without saying. We talked a lot about his hesitancy and maybe the lack of offense. What did you see, Dom, out of Woodley tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he looked like second and third round, he wanted to be in that fight and wanted to pick it up and pick up the strikes, but I mean, it was just really just him holding back. It was just like the Usman fight, just like the fight before that. He just didn't want to let his hands go, and he was kind of just hesitant to throw. This one takedown really changed the whole fight. I really believe that. Once he got put on his butt, Woodley really shut down and didn't want to get taken down again, and then he stopped throwing his punches because he didn't want Colby to get underneath his punches. So good game plan by Colby, and from there he just poured on the offense. What do you got, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, it was so much of the kickboxing as well from Colby Covington. He used that to close the distance, work him on the fence. When he got the takedowns, he was busy with ground and pound. It was a very good overall performance there from Covington. Got the finish, even though it was from an injury. It was on that way for him to either get the finish, especially the way that blood was coming down. It could have been on its way out anyway, or a unanimous decision all 5 rounds going to Colby Covington. And yeah, you can't argue with wanting to see him back in there soon against another big name here in the welterweight division. This guy makes noise and wins fights and wins them decisively.
He does that. He is now 16-2. Colby Covington wins the main event. Don't have a co-main event winner for you, Paul Felder, there, but we got a highlight for you. It was a draw between Nico Price and Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Your thoughts on the co-main?
I thought it was a fantastic fight. Back and forth. Nico came out very strong, really had Cowboy hurt, but Cowboy showed his veteran spirit, survived it, and started to find his own striking. Good head movement.